is Candace Ellis here with Ramicah Watkins at the Rally for the Rivers, February the 18th, 2011. And we're going to be talking about your memories of the Ocklawaha River, the barge canal, just experiences you've had in Florida, and the natural environment. Any stories that stand out? No pressure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want me to just start talking?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as a child, I always remember boating on the St. John's and the Ocklawaha. That's great memories. Some scary ones are like paddling by snakes on trees and stuff. And of course the gators, but those were always fun. I do remember one time we were in a boat and a gator came across and kind of made the boat real rocky, and that was really scary because I have my 2-year-old son with me, so I latched on to him for dear life. I could see him going out of the boat and the gator getting him, so that was kind of a scary memory. I don't know, I remember when they were like building the Cross Florida Barge Canal, and as a child we used to go to the dam almost every Saturday, and that was a fun thing to do, just to, you know, observe the wildlife and be close to the river and those sorts of things.
So you were born in Palatka?
Yeah, born and raised in Palatka.
Okay. And the dam you mentioned, Ravine Reservoir? Okay. And you stayed in the area since?
Yes, I moved away once for 5 months, but I loved my home and was very homesick and had to come back.
It was hard to leave?
Yeah, missed all my friends and families, lots of ties here. It's different when you live somewhere and you're used to going out in public and running into people that you went to school with and people that you've known all your life, and when you move away, that's really hard, you know, never seeing a familiar face. So.
And I'd imagine it'd be hard to leave kind of this environment growing up with this nature and stuff. You mentioned you had a son. How old is he now?
He's 22.
Okay. Was he into going out into nature? And
oh yeah, I love
to
fish, of course. Yeah. And even I remember a lot as a child coming here to the ravines on the weekends. You know, Mom would drop us off in the morning, and we just kind of spend the afternoon here and pack our lunch and just make a day of it. But I've always loved coming to the ravines. It's such a beautiful environment to be in.
Do you recall your parents' memories, maybe, or kind of how they felt about the Cross Florida Barge Canal? Did they talk about that?
Not so much. Back then we thought it was an awesome thing because of the connectivity issue, but that's never really came into fruition, so I think its intended purpose has never really been realized.
Right. And then there's the conflict, the Ravine Reservoir blocks off the Ocklawaha River.
Right.
Did you guys talk about that ever?
Not really growing up as a child, no. But just from fishing, the Ocklawaha was always my favorite side to fish because there was so much wildlife and nature to observe.
So you prefer fishing on the Ocklawaha to the Ravine Reservoir?
Absolutely. Now, my dad always liked the lake side, and I didn't, so that was kind of a struggle between me and I when we went fishing together.
So he's pro Rodman. It is very different environments, I guess. I mean, it does come down to preference.
Right.
Definitely.
Of course, he was probably always hoping to catch that bass, winning bass, you know, that so many fishermen want that mound on the wall or whatever.
Definitely. Who catches the bigger fish, you or him?
Actually, neither one of us were the best fishermen. We spent a lot of days out there, but I can't really remember catching a whole lot of fish.
Sometimes it's just about going out there and being on the water.
Right,
you know,
right. And of course, the memories of my dad, because he's no longer with me, so those are really special.
That's great. Do you have any other memories, stories, just being on the Ocklawaha? Anything in particular that stands out?
No, not really too much. Other than I always would seem to get hung up because he liked the lakeside because of all the stumps. I would get hung up and lose his fishing lures that were special to him. And I'm like, well, if we were on the other side where there weren't stumps.
Was it hard to navigate around that? Did you have to take that into account?
Yes, absolutely.
So it got dangerous.
Yes.
And did you just have to kind of know your way around? Is it marked at all?
No, not that I recall. And yeah, you had to be very careful because there were so many stumps and things under the water. You know, it could mess up your kicker and stuff.
What would you have to look for? Was there signs, or did you just have to kind of hope that you're okay?
Absolutely. Bring lots of cotter pins in case one breaks so you can get back to shore.
Did anything ever happen to y'all? Did you guys ever hit a stump and break down?
Oh, I do remember going down. This was when I was older with my husband, but I do remember going down Turpentine Creek. And we had brought a whole case of cotter pins, and we ran out because we hit so many things and they kept breaking. And he actually had to row upstream for a very long time to get us back home. And he'd stop to pause, and then the current would kind of take you back. so that was a very long paddle ride home that day.
Yeah. What are the pins that you mentioned?
The cotter pins that go in your kicker. Like if your kicker hits something, that cotter pin will break. To preserve the kicker from tearing up. So you put in a new one and then it goes, it starts working again. But we hit so many things that day we ran out.
That must have been a long day.
It was. I don't think we're ever going to get back.
To that side. Do you go out often still?
Not so much anymore because I don't have a boat, but I do love the river.
Well, if there's anything else you have to add, feel free to.
Nothing I can really think of. But thank you for this opportunity.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Sure.